It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always. It's been a long day, I mean a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot, ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling. Cocky and appealing, possibly revealing. Getting sideways like a bridesmaid, that she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom. Something like a wonderland, understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, believers? Guys, welcome to Bedtime with Believes. Tonight, I got a very, very special guest. I've got the Limitless Ape in the house. And as my man, you God will have you, will tell you, raw, I'm going to give it to you. We're like cocaine straight from Bolivia. So, Limitless, what is going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks so much for having me on. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing some more of your awesome TA and really enjoying your show, man. So it's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Well, while everybody has been sitting here in the build-up, in the minute 37 that it took for my intro song to run, Luna Classic has run even harder right now.
Wow.
Come on, dog. Read a room. My dog. All right, so you have it over here. Luna Classic was just over 0.00032 and just came back 3-1 and just came back. So it looks like would appear to be on another big run. As you can see over here, Luna Classic is now up 9% on the day. The day just started an hour and 3 minutes ago. So I think this thing is. This thing is out of control. Right before we went live here, I told Limitless that I think it's very possible that this thing has a 5 to 7 billion market cap based on history before the repegging comes in. Limitless, what do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, Luna Classic is pretty awesome. I appreciate you giving me a tip off about it a couple of days ago. And, I was thinking that when I bought it, I was thinking that I was probably getting in too high, but it just seemed like it wasn't really going to stop. Again, not financial advice, but it just seemed that way. And so I'm up, I think 100 and something % on it.
Yeah, it's so out of control right now. I bought in down at the bottom. I'm up like 3.5, 2.5 right now. And
Nice.
we've been tracking it every day. Like we're tracking it every day. I'm over here on station. I have 73,000 more that I've earned in rewards. I delegated 9 million to all nodes, and in my wallet, I converted, which I may have screwed this up. I converted the last million that I had over to USTC, and I got 6,921 USTC, and I thought that maybe we would do something and it would start to, because they're going to repeg, spoiler alert, they're going to repeg USTC to Luna Classic. And when they do, then I thought, well, that's an easy $6,900 right now for, what am I putting in here? 170, 180 bucks. And now what they're saying instead is that they're going to take most people's USTC, leave us with between 150 million and 250 million, and then give us Luna Classic staked for 6 months to kind of hold on to, invest for that 6-month period of time while they repeg USTC to $1 and then repeg that $1 USTC back to Luna Classic and let that handle the burn process. So there's a lot going on here, and the DApp development will be active in October. and new validators will be able to be on board. And I think Classy Crypto even announced that he's going to be one. What do you think of that, man? You want to be in there, be a validator with Classy Crypto?
Well, I looked into it. I've done a little research on it, and see, you're supposed to send it to like Terra or something, Terra Station, in order to and I don't. It's on a centralized exchange, and that's one of the reasons I bought it, was just because it was so simple to buy. I'm so used to Uniswap and having to pay gas fees. I kind of forgot how easy it is on a centralized exchange. So it's just kind of sitting there doing its thing as I research it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not really looking to get rid of it at any point. I mean, I put in such a small amount that I don't really care. So got to remove the emotion and just keep it going. But we'll see what happens with it. Nobody knows, right?
Yep. And for anybody and everybody who is listening to all these people telling you right now that it's going to go to $1, these are the same people that were telling you that Bitcoin was going to 240,000 or 320,000 last cycle. They're the same people that told you that Shiba Inu was going to be a penny by now. These are pie in the sky people. It's not going to be $1. It's probably not going to be a penny. It's going to have to burn a significant amount of supply, and I'm going to keep you informed every day. I told Limitless before this that I do have someone with Terra Luna Rebels who's now advising me and asking me, telling me, and kind of directing me on what kind of content they want to have put out every day for my daily update on Terra Luna, which I'm doing effective a couple of days ago. So when you get information from me going forward, you're not getting it from the Terra Rebels, but they are pushing me in a specific direction, saying I think that this is probably the thing that should be covered. So with that being said, let's talk about apes, man.
Yeah, apes.
Let's talk about apes.
BTFA.
What is going on, BTFA in the house? We got John Roddy in the house. Do I think SHIB is a good buy at 4 zeros 12? Yes, I do. I do believe that it's going to run a little bit more. I would, in fact, before let me not say it exactly that way. I think that from a technical analysis standpoint, I would think that a better price might be down here, but I don't know for sure that we're going to receive. I think that we are. So if I'm pressed, then I'm going to turn on my support and resistance, and I'm going to look at price actions over a period of time, and I'm going to come up with whatever number. And when you start to put this down on the days, then you might be looking at 1,000 as probably a better entry point, just because if you sit on the sidelines and you just wait, something will probably pop to the downside, because bone can't sustain itself for no reason much longer. It's going to have to settle at some point. And the same thing will happen with SHIB. So you had a nice little pump here, but it's coming back down. You can see the price action. So why not take a shot at getting it at 1,000 and then taking this ride back up to 1,800? That's an 80% yield off of whatever it is that you're putting in. So it's kind of foolish not to, and not to put too fine a point on it, but in a very simple analogy here. You look at, this is the support line, right? And this touched here and bounced, touched here and bounced, touched here and went way down. Now, we do know that this was a period of time in which Elon Musk or somebody was just, this is when Elon Musk was just absolutely selling off everything Bitcoin because, Jeet. But you see here it hovered around the support line for all this time. Then you see it touched and it tested here again. And I can't help but think that we've not seen the end of it touching and testing. And then when you see positive movement, there it is right there. It tests that 1,800 line. So you really have, and it might take a while for it to play out, but it touched right here on July 27, and then August 14. By that period of time, you've got an 80% return going from 1,000 to 1,800. So I would guess that 1,000 is the better entry point, but I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem getting in at 1,200 myself. So that's the long form answer to Shiba. What do you think, Limitless?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got in, I have some SHIB and I got in a little higher at that, and I'm not really worried, because I know that it's probably, going to consolidate down, not financial advice, maybe a little bit like you said before. There's another opportunity for a breakout, and we don't know how big that breakout would be, but it could be a breakout to the upside because it looks like it's strong enough in terms of the floor price where it could potentially bounce from there. But I mean, who knows? Again, nobody really knows what crypto's going to do, but we all look at charts, and the more that you can educate yourself on these charts and, really dig into what the data is showing you, it can help you be a better investor and it can help you make more educated decisions. But it's more like guesswork anyway, because nobody really knows, but it helps you kind of guess a little better what you think might happen. So,
yeah, absolutely. And what's up, Anthony? Hope you're having a good evening. Box Top Games in the house. What's going on? Dre's Ape is here. Box Top Games. We got a whole bunch of BTFA in the house tonight. Here to see Limitless. Steve Blaylock, what is going on? Luna Classic to 1 cent. Hey, Luna Classic goes to 1 cent. I'm cashing out, and you'll never see my ass talking about Luna Classic again. Wait, actually, you know what? You probably will, because I probably wouldn't stop there, because that's $100,000. And if it could make it there, I got a feeling that it could probably, I could probably hold on a little bit longer and get it down to, because it would need to be, if it were to, just to give you guys an idea, just so you can put this in your head, the long-term goal of Luna Classic is to set the peg at 250 million USTC with a maximum supply on Luna Classic of 10 billion. With that being said, if we were at 10 billion right now and we were doing some trading on Terra Classic, then you have to consider the reality of where we are, and that is a $1.9 billion market cap at this point right now. Now that means that we would be trading at 19 cents if there were 10 billion Terra Classic tokens. So it is entirely possible that this thing gets that this thing gets a little bit crazy at some point. So at 19 cents, I do believe that if you have 10 million tokens, that would be 1.9 million. So I might hang out for a little bit longer, just to kind of see what happens and see how it plays out. But again, I don't expect too much from this, guys, in the short term. This is still, even though we're having a lot of success right now, remember, this is a long game that's going to have to play out, because we're still dealing with 6.9 trillion supply. And if you haven't heard it, then there's going to be an additional 700 billion added to the supply when they do the USTC conversion, because they're going to want to give you Luna Classic in compensation for it, and then they're going to want you to vest that for 6 months. So keep that in mind when we're doing all this stuff here, so that you don't get upset when it all plays out the way I'm talking about, and it's going to suck. But anyway, New Moon Crawley, what is going on? Nick S, what's happening? Oscar One Up, what's going on? Crypto B in the house. Eddie T, what is going on? Mile High Crypto is here. BFOC, I am the best, what is going on? Maddie B in the house. Hey, Maddie's here to tell me everything that I'm doing wrong. What's on Reebies? Saeed, what's going on? So what you think happened when pegged to USTC? Maddie B, I think that's when you really start to see the burn happen, because the way that you know what, we'll get into that just a little bit later. Let me get through this because we're definitely going to be talking about Luna Classic for a while. Hugh D, what's going on? We are all doing good tonight, I think. Wizard Cell in the house, what's going on? There's a lot of BTFA investors out here right now. What's going on? Apes, Oscar. I think I got it now. Greg M, what is going on? Limitless. You got a fan here, Chris White in the house.
What's up, Chris?
Third Guy Joe and Jay Manuel, what is going on? And Free Diz, what's happening? All right, so tell us all the secrets of BTFA right now. Hurry.
Man, there's so many. That would take so many hours to do probably. But, guys, really, when you break it down, I mean, you've got the Everrise merge that's coming up, where Bandex and BTFA are going to merge into a single token. And with the proceeds from the second NFT collection, which, it's being authored by Fabrice Sapolsky, the guy behind, the co-creator of Spider-Man Noir, so epic names, ties with Marvel artist, really awesome that we've got somebody like that, a fully doxed dev or artist, that's basically gonna be able to go and do, Twitter Spaces with relevant crypto projects and NFT projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, things of that nature, and just be able to kind of interview with a doxed artist that can give more insight into the process, the creative process behind NFTs. I mean, that's pretty cool that those opportunities are there for exposure. So I think it's going to be great. But in regards to, the Everrise merge, a portion of the proceeds from the secondary NFT collection that's coming out are going to go towards a liquidity injection of $500,000. So, you got $500,000 worth of liquidity being injected into the new contract, along with the combination of the liquidity pool from the initial, from Bandex and BTFA, also combining into that single one through Evermerge. And, it's going to be really awesome because you just think about, I mean, if you look at, not financial advice, you look at the floor price of BTFA, it's at about 85% consolidation from all-time high, which a lot of times, again, not financial advice, but things that they sometimes consolidate down 90% from all-time high if you look historically at charts. And so, like, in my personal opinion, like, this is like the opportunity to really utilize the floor pricing along with the 180% APY staking, which basically with the APY staking, you can stick it in there. You can make quite a bit on it, not financial advice, from just having it in there. The 6-month vault is 180% APY, but because the merge is happening towards the end of September, you can still stake, and they're going to allow you to have no early withdrawal fee when the staking ends. So even though it's a 6-month vault where normally you'd have to lock it, it's really only a month and a half vault once the migration begins. And you can take advantage of that. So again, there's a lot of catalysts that are coming up, really exciting. We're gearing up to start networking and releasing the information about the new NFT.
Limitless was having a little bit of trouble with his,
and how
there
they're
it
going
is.
to look.
You faded.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, right toward the end. We just missed that last couple.
Oh, good. Sorry. Spotty connection, maybe. I'm not
We
sure.
got most of it.
But yeah, I mean, that's basically just a premise. I mean, there's still a lot more to unpack, behind that. There's so much. BTFA is a very deep project. And the more that you dig in, the more you realize, you've got the rewards pool. So the original NFT holders, they have access to a rewards pool where 100% of the royalties from OpenSea are put into a wallet and they're distributed to holders. They haven't really announced the timeline, but they've said kind of monthly, but they're still setting it up for having a multi-sig actually from the community and the team itself, so that they can kind of figure out how they want to distribute and things of that nature. And so it's really cool because you've got the original NFT collection that's deflationary, fueled by Bandex, the governance token, and they've already burned 1,400 of them, give or take, maybe a little more. So you're down to 8,600. And then people are really just kind of scooping these on the floor price, and they're getting basically a rewards multiplier from the allocation of the rewards pool. The more that you hold, the more that you make. And also, the more that you raise the floor, the quicker the rewards stack up because it's 5% of the total volume. So, the community decides the floor price. And if the community decides they want to sell them at 0.01, they sell them at 0.01. If they want to sell them at 1 ETH, they sell them for 1 ETH. So the sooner that the community comes together and really realizes that we have that opportunity to really take this matter into our own hands. It's a very community-driven NFT collection, and pretty awesome. Plus, you get the banana chips, so you get 2,500 banana chips per NFT. And there's a live snapshot that will be taken for that, but it has not been taken. So people are, again, accumulating these floor price NFTs and getting 2,500 banana chips, which it's going to have 100 million total supply from what they've said so far. And you get 2,500 per NFT. So you're just scooping these up for cheap and getting something that's going to be tradable, and it's going to be worth money. It's going to be kind of a community token that's play to earn. Basically, it's going to be something on the website with some games where you can earn the token and trade it and things of that nature. So it's going to be really awesome, and it's an added perk for the initial NFT collection. And, there's a lot of things going for that collection, and they're still there. They're still supported until it's not sustainable anymore. But the deflationary mechanics, Sway has said that he intends to buy back every single OG BTFA NFT out there, because he just wants to really take control and give the community a really amazing NFT project that holds its value and that increases over time. And again, not financial advice. Nobody knows what can happen to the value, but these are the levels of detail that are really going into BTFA from the team, and from everybody that's working hard behind the scenes is really putting in a ton of hours on perfecting it and just making that execution so as flawless as possible as we go into the merge, and having it done by a professional. There's going to be Everrise moderators within the Discord that will be assisting people if they're having issues. They're going to give you like around 3 to 4 weeks to do the merge, so that if somebody's on vacation and they don't see it, we want to give people plenty of time to ensure that nobody is really left behind. That's staying informed. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you got to stay informed on your investments. You can't just throw something in somewhere and forget about it. You got to really know what's happening at the very least. So pay attention is all I would say. We've had 6 PS5 giveaways, and none of them have been claimed yet, because people in DeFi are not paying attention to what BTFA is really doing. The community's given back a lot. We've given away 5 free NFTs this month, the month of August, for our top shillers. And we're forming a shill army that rivals some really strong communities in DeFi, and fostering that into something truly special. So, there's a lot going on within BTFA, and it's a very deep subject. Like I said, I could ramble about it all day, but I'm going to stop. I'm going to see if you have any questions or the audience has any questions, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, let me start off with, I want to address, this is going to be off topic a little bit for BTFA, but Justin Slayman, hey, Bleav, love your content. Very good. Very astute right there, man. Everybody should love my content. You should subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I don't know what's wrong with you. Probably an infection. You should have that looked at, and you should subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the like button if you're on your way in. And let's answer his question. His big question was, I have a question about Phantom Project. Wasn't that a rug pull at first, and you're shouting it out? Well, the answer to the first part is, no, it wasn't a rug pull. We just got into a situation in which one of the developers on the project got into it with a few influencers, and that caused a problem. Now, as influencers, we have a little bit of sway in the community. So you might, I said sway, I owe him $5. God damn it. We have a little bit of sway, and as long as we're explaining a project or something like that. But the idea behind Phantom was and always has been that it's a program and a project that's going to be launched in November. It's a DApp. It's a privacy app, kind of like Telegram, where it's going to be like Telegram on steroids, basically, that includes a little bit of Twitter, things like that. But it wasn't going to be launched until November, and the market turned sour. And on the day that Phantom launched, ApeCoin launched their metaverse, and they froze Ethereum at that moment. And that, of course, caused a whole bunch of people to cry and complain and stuff like that. And now Matthew is not done with the project. It's not going to be done until November. So we've still got about 60 days. I've been in the meetings with DevPro. I've been in the meetings, which is the development company. I've been in the meetings with them. I've been in all these different places with them. So I know what's going on. But I also know that Matthew, this is his first real crypto project, and he's not great at leading a project and doing all the things that go on internally. Full disclosure, they hired some people to help motivate the project and help do stuff with the project, and they hired Wealthyverse. And if you guys remember that was Mr. Burt, and that was Shane from Wealthyverse. Well, Shane quit after a day and took his money and ran, and never really heard from him or saw him again. And Mr. Burt said that he wasn't going to do it either. And, I think he basically just handed the money back like the next day and said, yeah, listen, he's having a problem on Twitter, didn't want to do crypto for a while anymore. So he stepped out, and that just really kind of left a void. And that void is something that when you kind of take a step back here, you realize we're in a big bear market. There's not a whole lot that you can do unless you already have a lot of support. Like BTFA has a lot of support, so it can maintain better in this situation. But Phantom was a startup, even though BTFA, by the way, started up in the cycle. They also started up with some dedicated people who knew what they were doing in crypto. Phantom didn't. So Phantom just went into hibernation right now to work on the new project to get it everything up to date so that in November they can basically relaunch. And I've already put them into a large influencer company for marketing. They're going with a giant marketing company. Like, everything is in place for them to have a massive sort of comeback, but it's not going to be for another 2 months at least before the project is ready to go, that they start doing this. So now we just kind of sit silently and we just kind of wait for that moment. And there's just, again, he hasn't been a great communicator so far, so it'll change over time. So I hope that answers your question to the best of my ability, and let's move on. Dude, I can't wait to see Fabrice's spin on the BTFA apes. The Genesis collection will be amazing. By the way, I don't know if you guys have gone and looked at Fabrice's work so far, and if you've seen the little pieces that he's kind of thrown out, like a data pad here, a shoulder there, but it's incredibly high quality, and I really like the Spidey Noir sort of look that he gave with Spider-Man wearing the jacket and stuff like that. Like, it's really interesting, and I'm intrigued by what it is that he does. He's also got a series with, I think, Limitless, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Classic Comics, that he's got his own series with, or he's the lead artist on a new series, and it looked pretty intriguing too. I haven't read it yet, but I don't get out and do much in the realm of comic books anymore. What about you? Have you seen his new content?
I need to go check that out and see. I know that he is writing a book, and I think it just came out. And definitely, guys, show Fabrice some love. I've tweeted about that a couple times. Like, we want to embrace him and really give him that BTFA community embrace, because he's really taking care of us. We want to take care of him too, and just get his Twitter follow count way up and really just show him a lot of love, because he's amazing, guys. And I'm super amped about whatever he brings. He's been working tirelessly, hours and hours a day, like 16 hours a day on these drawings, and just really putting his heart and soul into them for the NFT collection. So guys, there's a lot to be excited about with that. It's going to be incredible. And with the utility that's going to be tied in with them in terms of the metaverse that's being developed, and the ability to have a potion that can take them into 3D where they can be utilized within the metaverse, is pretty awesome. I think there's a lot of potential there, a lot of room for growth, and exciting perks and benefits for existing holders.
Yeah, and I think over here you can kind of check it out right now. This is wow. Fabrice's take on the McFarlane pose. If you've read comic books for any length of time, you know what the McFarlane pose is for Spider-Man. So he's doing the McFarlane pose over here. You see here he did an episode of Spawn. I don't know if he did an episode. He may have done a cover of Spawn. Then over here, this is Fabrice and doing his take on Venom. So you can see here that he's done a lot of early work. Here is Fabrice doing Black Panther. So this guy is uniquely talented and an in-demand artist. Intertwined, I think, is one of his creator-owned. One Hit Wonder was something that I think that I think this series has finished, but this was one of his creator-owned. Intertwined here, I don't think that this is his own. I think this is a shared concept with people. But you can see the link back to the Spidey Noir artwork. So yeah, this guy is a fantastic artist. And the best thing that you can ever say about somebody as an artist is, can you recognize style? Here he is doing Spider-Man, and look at the way he's kind of stylized it, almost like Spider-Man is almost like an ape. Look at the super long arms. Matter of fact, he looks like a bonobo ape on this one, doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah, pretty
Holy
awesome.
shit. But there's a certain unique sort of style, and that's what you're looking for when you have an artist. You can see it here. He's a fantastic artist. I guess that's what we're going to go with right now. He's a superior quality guy, and he's been super nice so far and very accommodating. I mean, Sway loves him, so I think that speaks highly of the man himself. So, by the way, if you have not already, go follow him on all major socials where you can find him, because yeah, he always needs support. So let's move on here. Ape Squad, Apes to the Moon, Ape Charles, Ape Squad, Fit Up Limitless. I regret not getting into BTFA. I am the best. This is an opportunity for you to get in. It's not exactly floor price, but it's there's going to be a relaunch, and when there's a relaunch or something, when you move to a version 2, plus I do think that we're going to have a special kind of announcement in conjunction with the relaunch, and I think you're going to want to be involved in the relaunch. That's all I can say for right now. Limitless is Sway. That is there it is. This is the Sway.
Right, everybody knows it. I'm Sway, guys. No, just kidding. That's been debunked, actually. So,
look, I was on the phone with Sway last night for an hour. I assure you, because I was texting Limitless while I was on the phone with Sway. I assure you, they're not the same person.
That's funny. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Well, as far as the other comment goes, you know, the starting market cap for BTFA was, I think, around 600K, give or take, maybe 660, something like that. And so, like, when you think about where it's at, it's not really up that much. So it is a pretty decent floor price. And if you look at Bandex, which is at a 600,000 market cap last time I checked, somewhere around in there, it started at around that price. The starting market cap was around there, so like it's right at floor pricing, pre-sale pricing, if you will. Again, not financial advice, but like it's one of those times where if you think about the merge and what the liquidity injection, just when you stick 500K into a you know, a liquidity pool, I mean, it's naturally going to do something to the price. It's more money that's being injected in there, and I don't really know the specifics of how all of that stuff works, but it's going to be pretty awesome, guys. I mean, it's going to be like a kind of, this is like a legendary opportunity to get in at a really solid place, load up on those original NFTs, and just kind of really organically market with the strong community that we're forming to push it out all over Twitter and get massive exposure. That's literally it. And, you know, when you think about the merge coming at around the end of September, and you think about the new NFT collection coming around the beginning of October, give or take, I mean, they haven't really announced dates. And really the main reason for that, they've kind of hinted at things here and there and said that the free NFTs that the original NFT holders are going to get for the snapshot that was taken, it's basically where they are giving each initial NFT holder up until a certain point 2 free NFTs, so per wallet essentially. So if you had multiple NFTs in multiple wallets, you would have gotten multiple free ones that way. But you know, they took the snapshot early on so that the market couldn't be manipulated. When after they announced it, everybody could just go divide it up into a bunch of wallets and get a ton of free ones, you know. So they just wanted it to be fair for everybody and kind of keep it balanced. So like at the end of the day, like it's actually it's a great opportunity, you know. I mean, it's like it's again, not financial advice, but like everybody that's in BTFA is looking at it like, man, this DCA opportunity is like once in a lifetime. I know that if I don't do it, I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna regret it and talk about, hey, remember when BTFA was at a 2.5 million market cap? Like, we're going to think back and laugh on that. Again, who knows what's going to happen, but because of the catalysts that are in place, the team has really set this up. They have programmed it because they've used a lot of really in-depth tactics to ensure that everything goes as planned. And I think that that's always being looked at and strengthened as the team moves on. They look at things that worked and didn't work in other projects even prior to launching the project. They were researching for nearly 8 months and developing behind the scenes. I mean, they were there long before the token launched to ensure that they had utility the day of launch. They had the staking day of launch, they had the wallet, the purchase aggregator, the dashboard, everything was there, and CertiK and all of these things. They did that so that they could have a flawless launch, and they segued from the flawless launch into Bandex and then into the NFT collection, and set it up with the proceeds from the initial NFT collection to fund a lot of the things that are catalysts coming up. It funded the commission with Fabrice, and it funded the multiple exchanges. There's still the tier 1 exchange for BTFA that hasn't been announced yet, but it's kind of on the books, and it's funded from the NFT collection, so it's waiting. You got a lot of different catalysts there. You've got the donations that they've given to friends of Bonobos, hooked them up, and it was awesome, and did an AMA with them. It was a really cool experience, and they've done a ton in terms of giving back. In terms of giving back to the community, they gave a ton away from prizes from the first NFT collection, and they haven't really announced what they have planned for the second collection. But this is BTFA. They love making it exciting and engaging the community, and really taking care of the community that's taking care of us by shilling. And we got guys shilling around the clock, doing sometimes 5,000 tweets a day. It's absolutely insane. We have a crazy shill army, and it's just getting more and more built up as we go along. So really happy to see where BTFA leads, and just enjoying the next 45 days of this bear market, and really just having fun with the community. So that's just a little bit, and hopefully you can see from the comments that BTFA, they bring the energy, and they bring that strong community everywhere that we go, to the live stream chat, to Twitter Spaces, to Twitter itself, to the Telegram, to the Discord, which now actually the Telegram has been kind of just turned into an announcement channel. They kind of announced that months ago, but they finalized it for September 1st. And so it's kind of migrated over to Discord because it's more secure, and it's also a better platform where, from a developer standpoint, you can really kind of just uniquely make it whatever you want to, with categories and rankings and roles and a lot of different things that can, again, engage the community on a deeper level. And that's what we've been really working on since they started the merge for that. We've been working on just the experience of it, and making it more in tuned, and building it out with what it needs, taking community suggestions on things and implementing them. It's really cool. So if you're not in the Discord, definitely come check it out, guys. Follow on Twitter. There's always giveaways. We've got giveaways going on for September. We've always got things going on in terms of taking care of the community, giving back. Everybody's getting rewards from the different holdings that they have, and perks that are coming up from the catalyst. So it's just a really good time to be in BTFA, and to just forget about the bear market for a while. Honestly, being in BTFA, and I work on BTFA probably 12 to 16 hours a day, and being there, I just have a blast with it. I don't even think about a bear market or anything like that. I just don't care if I'm down a little bit. It doesn't even matter, because I know this team is really executing on all cylinders, and really taking the time to do it right, and to practice transparency, integrity, and utility. And those are the three most important things for me when it comes to projects, and what I look for in terms of potential in success. Those are really the three things that I look at. So, I would say BTFA nails that, and they've always done right by the community. Sometimes mistakes get made along the way. We're human, we're not perfect, but at the end of the day, anything that happened with BTFA, they took care of it, and they righted it, and they made it where it could be even stronger than it was before. So, again, come in, ask questions, guys. We're always here to help. We have a strong community that loves to talk about BTFA and break it down where it makes sense to people who are just getting into it. Those are our favorite people, because then we can give them the opportunity to fully understand how complex this project really is. And from the external perspective, when you look at it from an NFT perspective and you just see a floor price that's gone down from mint price, and you don't know about the rewards, you don't know about the airdrops, you don't know about the deflationary mechanics. If you look at a chart on the token on Dex tools or CMC or something, then you're not really seeing the heart of the community. You're not really seeing what BTFA truly is. And I think that that's where the disconnect really is in terms of exposure. And once we break through that, which again, all these catalysts coming up, a lot of those things will break through that just based on statistics alone. Like when you think about moving into a higher market cap based on liquidity injection, that brings in new investors, relevant investors that are only really looking at a larger market cap, like a mid cap instead of a micro cap, 1 to 10 million. They don't even want to see that. They don't care because they don't feel like it's a serious enough project at that point for them to want to invest into. So, it just brings a whole new category of investors. New people will come in, we'll have new opportunities to have really awesome community members, and the community grows every day. It's just really awesome. So again, guys, we could talk about BTFA all day, but at the end of the day, come and experience it yourself, because if you're not there, you're really missing out on a lot of cool things within DeFi that are happening kind of behind the scenes, because we haven't broken out in that major exposure. But when it happens, and when people actually start to truly understand what they hold in terms of, perks, utilities, rewards, whatever you want to call it, that is when the magic can happen. And the stronger the community becomes, and the more that we work together to raise the floor price and to create that strength in what we know that these NFTs are really worth in terms of, the deflationary mechanics that will continue to make them more and more scarce over time, including the traits. Like when you think about all those things and all those things that people are missing out on just from seeing it in the third party, that's how we have to try to connect to those people, because those are the people who really deserve to be here. Relevant investors who at this point are looking for a long-term hold that they feel can really lead them into whenever the next bull run is. And nobody knows when that is. I'm sure Bleaves has some theories on when the next bull run might start, and it varies from person to person, but at the end of the day, we're going to continue to build regardless of market cap or market conditions. We don't stop, and we just continue to really build that platform stronger and stronger. And even if we're not building in terms of a market cap as things are down in a bear market, we are building in terms of professionalism, in terms of, the manifesto coming out, the new white papers that are going to be done by Bitmart's legal team, and to ensure that, tier one exchanges are really going to be looking and feeling like BTFA is a relevant project to be on tier one exchanges. So, all of these changes are going on in the background to strengthen, and it's all been mostly funded by the NFT project initially, the proceeds from that. And so now we got that next opportunity here with the second NFT collection. And at that point, really the sky is the limit. We just go together as a community, and we sell out of the NFT collection in 2-3 weeks, maybe in bear market, maybe a lot sooner. It could be absolutely insane for all we know, or it could take a couple weeks like the first collection, but we got to think about Bellatrix. Nobody really knows what's going to happen with the ETH merge, and if it's going to cause delays, if it's going to cause, any kind of, butterfly effect in the blockchain or anything like that. Nobody really knows till it's kind of put into motion. But, we, besides that, we're prepared for that. If we have to delay it because of a delay in the ETH merge, no big deal. But I feel like the ETH merge may not even be a big issue. It may be pretty smooth because there's a lot of really smart people working on that behind the scenes, tirelessly to ensure that on the test net it works properly before they go mainnet with it. So in essence, it should be fine, but you got to be realistic too. That's why we always, we don't want to give specific timelines, because at the end of the day, those specific timelines could really not be accurate if there was a delay. So, we just don't want to disappoint people. And we've given rough estimates in terms of the timelines, but at the end of the day, it's coming, and everything's set in motion to really just take this project to the next level. So I hope that answers a lot of questions you guys might have had if you were looking into BTFA, or if you're here wanting to learn more things. I hope that was useful information, and can open it up now if anybody has questions or believes. What do you got for us?
All right. First of all, John Roddy and Hobbs is in here. He's lurking. And I want to give them a shout out on the DXY. We are not in, and I'll admit it. Goddamn dog, man. I swear this dog. He's like, I hear you talking. I'm coming. So with the DXY this high, we're obviously not in that bull run, but I do make a compelling argument that's very tough to beat here. We are at the start of this bull cycle. We're going to look back, and what I've been saying this entire time is we're going to look back in 2 years when we're really kicking it off, and this will be the moment where we say that it all started. Just because of the indicators on the monthlies and the weeklies right now on the RSI, they all look the same. They always look the same. We're going to look back and say, well, this is where it started, because even when you go back and you look at the last times they all started, they did the same thing. And you had like a green month, and then a couple of red months, and then it really started to kick off. And not for nothing, but Kevin O'Leary just recently, I think 3 days ago, came out and said, the whole market, the markets everywhere are getting ready to explode. It's just kind of, it's just one of those things that under the surface right now is just working itself out. And then we're going to start to see a lot of movement coming very quick. There's too much mass adoption. There's too much opportunity for it to not be successful. So yeah, let's get in here and answer a few questions here. Wizard Cell, any Telegram group for Wizard Cell, BTFA is now on Discord. So the Telegram is just for notifications only. So get them on Discord. Limitless, are you part of Bear Bucks?
I don't know what that is. No.
He doesn't know what it is.
Bear Bucks.
And yes, they're verified on Twitter. Is it okay to keep Bandex and BTFA staking up to the merge? Yes, it is okay. The penalties will be removed. Just leave it in there. Look, you're holding the floor when you're leaving it in there and you're staking it. So leave it in there right now. Continue to accumulate more because you're going to be able to swap it. You might as well swap as much as you possibly can. So leave it in there until the penalties are turned off. And then that's when we'll get to Everrise and we'll get everything swapped over. Belief's been saying bull run for 10 months. I've been saying it for a month, Maddie B. God damn, I knew you were going to come. I knew you were going to come and bring that. Yeah, I've been saying it for about a month now that in July, it swung back in the direction that we're pointing upwards. So that bull momentum is pointing in the right direction. And in fact, July, August, September, October, 4 months, that was 2 green, 2 red. And then November, which is the election time, that should be the moment when everything starts to set off. Although I think everybody should be a little bit concerned right now, tax-wise and all of that, because for the first time in 50 years, a Democrat won a House seat in Alaska. Which is just very odd right now. And when say what you want politically, but when conservatives are in charge, taxes are lower. Investing in USTC or Lunas, which is better? Adewale, I'm going to say that Luna C right now is the better investment of the two because the recent announcement by the Terra Luna, by the Terra Rebels, is that the USTC, they're going to start having you convert it to Luna Classic. This is just a proposal, by the way. This is not a final, but they're going to have you converting it over into Luna Classic, which they will then, you'll be vested for 6 months. In fact, shit. Of course I did it the hard way. All right, so let's try that one more time. This is the proposal, by the way, for anybody who has not yet seen what the proposal is. It's a debt to equity swap at current 4-to-1 ratio, which is going to add the supply of Luna Classic. It's going to go up around or roughly 10%. burn 97.5% of all USTC in circulation, taking it from 25 cents to $1. And that is going to put it at about 150 to 250 million. Give USTC holders the newly issued Luna Classic, lock it up for 6 months as compensation for losing the option value to restore the stablecoin. Use the community's very large share of the LUNC issuance. The community has claimed 35 or 45% of all USTC in circulation, so we get 35 to 45% of the debt to equity swap to fund a programmatic BTC reserve, which could retire all USTC in circulation in the event of a catastrophic event. Sell that Luna Classic for Bitcoin to build the Bitcoin reserve, and then we would end up with 150 to 250 million USTC in circulation at $1. Now, once you've repegged it, by the way that it works is that when you have excess USTC, it burns off, and it uses Luna. It uses the Luna tokens in order to burn that off. So, and then of course, when you're buying it, the Luna tokens also burn themselves off in the process, going back and forth between this peg. So that's what they're looking to do. So I think that the better investment of the two, because I don't see, I think USD right now is trading at 3.76 cents. And it's up 18%, but I think it's starting to kind of idle a little bit. I don't think that there's a real path forward to get it up as much as you need it. And they're not going to give you 33x on on your money right now, because they can't. I mean, you just can't in order to repeg it. In order to repeg it, they got to do something about this 10 billion supply to cover this 368 million market cap. So they really need 368 million as a supply in order to make that happen. So there's just too much right now. So that's what will end up happening. And once it's repegged to Terra Classic, remember, Terra Classic started, for those of you that don't remember, Terra started with 10 billion circulating supply. And then at the end, when everything collapsed because of the death spiral, once it started, there was only 344 million Luna Classic left. It was just called Luna at the time, but there was only 344 million Luna left in circulation, which is why when it had a $34 billion market cap, every token was trading for like $110. That's why the token value was so high, because the process by which it does this burns a lot of tokens. So over the course of a fairly short period of time, it burned off from 10 billion down to 344 million, and it didn't have near the volume at that time. So we're going to see a significant sort of run happen with this project at some point, as long as the validators continue to do their part, as long as we bring on the new validators, as long as they're compensated, as long as it's worth doing, and as long as dApps are created to make it a thriving blockchain, it's going to go, and it's going to send itself. And at this point, again, I know I said this a little while ago, but at a $1.8 billion market cap, that means that at 10 billion tokens, every token is worth 18 cents. And if you have 10 million right now, that's 1.8 million. So there's a significant amount of money on the table, but it is quite a way off. Don't listen to those people that are telling you that there's a quick fix. There's no quick fix, but there is a fix. So just hold on tight, pack it away for a little while. Remember, there's a bull run coming just around the corner. There always is. And if there's not a full-blown bull run, there is still a nice pump, and you're going to see the nice pumps happening from time to time. And as a matter of fact, there's a lot of people saying right now, a lot of people are saying that this could be, that there's a pump coming. It's going to be a great pump. A lot of people are saying that. Great pump. One of the best pumps you've ever seen. A lot of people are saying it. So we should see at least some sort of market movement to the upside right now. And if we don't, and if we get a flash dip, then it's going to be followed immediately by a big pump. A lot of people are targeting right now. 25,000 Bitcoin, and still in the market for about a 2,200 to 2,400 Ethereum as well during that same period of time in the run up to that Ethereum merge. And Limitless was right in saying that once it happens, It's not going to have like a real big deal because the proof of stake doesn't change anything. It's not going to change values, prices, or anything like that in any appreciable way. So we're not going to see a big change off of that. It's not until sharding, which comes a little bit later on, that we're going to start to see a real diminishment in the cost per transaction. So yeah, we're almost at walk the dog time. I'm always right, man. What's going to happen with the NFTs when the new ones come out? That's a good question. Limitless, what's going to happen with the old NFTs when the new ones come out?
Well, I mean, they're still going to be there. They're still tradable. You know, they're deflationary, so they are burning up over time. As mentioned before, already 1,400 of them are burned. But you know, people are still going to be able to have the royalties. So you're going to still have those perks from the OpenSea trading volume, you know. And again, that's the initial NFT collection is really kind of its own thing, you know, like it has its own unique little niche in terms of collectability and what it can do for its holders. And the second NFT collection is going to be a little different than that. So like each of them has a very distinct originality to them, and it's awesome. So I mean, I don't think that having a second NFT collection is going to make them not be worth as much or make them not be as cool, because they'll always be amazing. And with the the use cases that the team has delivered on since the very beginning. I mean, when they launched, this was their whole thing, was deflationary mechanics on NFTs, and you know, they pulled it off so far. They've delivered on all fronts in that. So, you know, again, the second collection is not going to be deflationary. So we're not going to have that extension of that uniqueness, just because Fabrice doesn't want to burn them. You know, he doesn't want to burn his unique creations, and that's completely understandable. So, you know, again, that's really going to be the only collection there, at least right now, that has deflationary mechanics. So yeah, I don't think you're going to be hurting in terms of like the NFTs and them continuing to go down. I mean, people need to just wake up to the true potential of them, and only then can the floor price really go to where it needs to be, you know. And honestly, like, we're just going to keep teaching people until they get it, and hopefully that spreads quickly through Twitter and through the community and the shill army. The faster we can get the word out about really what these things hold for the holders, the better off we're all going to be in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. And let me also point out, by the way, that we're looking at the token right now, BTFA. When the new token, when the governance token comes out, that governance token is going to be far less important than the actual NFT collection is going to be for everybody as an investment potential. Just so everybody understands that the token is going to give you governance opportunity. So if you hold enough tokens, you can call votes, and you know, this is truly at a certain point when this is all said and done, this is truly a move to the community being in charge of what goes on after this. So just remember that.
Absolutely. And, you know, in terms of that, the community taking charge, like that, we've already seen that on small scale with the original NFT collection, because again, the community kind of controls the floor price. In other words, when you control the floor price, you control the rewards coming in, and you know, you control the ability to market the token to fuel the deflationary mechanics of the NFTs, which again can increase the rarity. So the community, depending on their efforts and how serious they are about pushing this movement of a truly community-driven token, can do some pretty crazy things. I mean, Sway has basically handed every NFT holder a turnkey business and has said, I'm going to give you 100% of everything that's pulled in, and I'm just giving it to the community to make it count, you know, and basically giving us an opportunity to take this wherever we want it to be. But I still think there's time in terms of how long it's going to take before people truly start to understand what they hold and the power of the community. But that's where we're headed, and hopefully we can get there sooner than later.
All right, so let's see if we got, yeah, we're reaching 9 o'clock, so it's going to be my go time. This dog is starting to drive me crazy walking around here. Palin did lose weird. Politics are lame. I think Luna makes money. Should, yeah. Should I drop a bag of Luna Classic and take the profits over to BTFA when Luna Classic goes to 1 cent? When Luna Classic goes to 1 cent, you should cash out $100 grand and put it all in BTFA. NFTs, by the way, because that's going to be. I mean, unless you want to have a lot of governance tokens, you can certainly do that, because that will be a symbol of your voting power. I'm not sure exactly how the voting power works yet. I'm not clear, but it should be the more tokens that you have, the more your vote matters. I think that's generally the way that these DAOs are formed. So the percentage is kind of weighted to the bigger holders. So same thing with Luna Classic, in fact.
Yep. And I'm sure we'll have more details about that. Sway and them, they're working really hard just to, prepare for this, the merge and for the upcoming NFT collection. I mean, like, they're putting in a lot of hours. So guys, they're working hard for every single one of you. And, we truly appreciate every single community member. And Believes, thanks so much, man, for having us on here and opening up your space, dude. It was really cool. I've learned so much from Believes. He's like making me rich. I was on his live stream this morning, and I put that comment out there. Believes is making me rich, and it's awesome. I mean, he's really great with TA and just everything, all that he says, and the amount of research that he puts into DeFi. You can tell that he's really serious about his investment strategy, which, hats off to you, man, because there's a lot of people that could learn a thing or two from you, and I truly appreciate having that network out there on YouTube. So thanks for all that you do, bro. And thanks to the community for working so hard, shilling and, going crazy and really engaging people. We couldn't do anything without you. This is truly a community-driven platform, and we're seeing the power of the community as we continue to move forward with this, guys. So keep it up, and we're super proud of every single one of you. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And Believes, we'll definitely have to do this again, man. Look forward to seeing more of your videos.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So yeah, and thank you very much for those kind words. I mean, that's it. Look, what I want here is, if there's 100 people in here, I want to make 100 people have at least. I can't make you rich. I can't make you hold. I can't make you sell. I can't make you watch a chart so that you know when to do whatever it is that you need to do, right? But I can try to give you as much knowledge and information and pattern recognition as I can, so that when you look at a chart, when you're checking these things out, you can make an informed decision for yourself. And if I see something and I get excited and I say, like, this is where it is, or if I see something obvious like that SHIB at 1,000, and you saw it play out on their chart going from 1,000 to 1,800. So why not have a little patience, maximize your profit, let it drop to 1,000, see if it doesn't in the next couple days. And if it does, then go ahead and ape back in, get yourself up to 1,800, take your profit. If you made an 80% lick off of it, put that back into BTFA. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy for you to do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
All you have to do is have patience. That's it. It's patience.
Patience and, removing emotion from the investment. And, that's the biggest thing is, don't worry about, like, if you're down in profits, quote unquote. Like me, I'm probably down like 50, 100 grand or something in the grand scheme of things. Who cares? Like, at the end of the day, we've seen epic reversals and what they do to our portfolios. So, like, these are the moments we dream of. Not financial advice, but, like, we don't get these moments very often. And, like, we're all wishing that we had bought Luna when it had crashed down, and that crash happened now seeing that it moved up so much, so there's only so many opportunities that we get in terms of entry points that are really, really solid, and again, nobody knows. Not financial advice. Nobody knows. It could crash lower. Like somebody said on the screen, they're scared to invest because they think Bitcoin's going to have a leg down. It could happen. I mean, we got to be realistic. And when you're realistic with yourself, that will help your investment strategy in terms of not getting emotional when you're down, because that's what they want. People want you to sell when you're down so that they can then take that floor price that's lower than it would have been and get an even better entry point as a longer term holder. So again, the more that you can kind of remove your emotion from that, but also inject emotion back into DeFi in terms of through the social platform, the Discord and on Twitter, and being part of the live streams, and just coming in here, bringing the energy. That's really what it's all about, So again, guys, thank you so much for everything, Believes. And I know your dog's probably going crazy at this point. So I'm going to let, so, but man, it's been awesome being on here, and truly appreciate everything you do, man.
All right, and guys, at a wall, I think we've already hit the bottom, so I don't think we're going to see it. If we do, it's going to be a flash, but it's 30% away from where we are right now. I don't think that's going to be reasonable to expect it to happen. So I think that you're going to be safe. I think we're fine. We're not going to see another 30% drop. People always talk about maybe it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we've already hit the bottom, and we might idle for a little while, and we might see some more lows beyond where we are right now. But I think we did kind of already bottom out, and now we're just going up from there. So guys, just remember, this is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I am always right, and when Limitless says I'm doing a good job, he is too.